This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. From the gun, they'll try the middle. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Great job at contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
So Mississippi State's offense will go to work for the first time. And, David, they've got a guy in the backfield that certainly is capable of carrying more than his share of the weight in this offensive attack.
Yeah, he's a piece, but I would argue this, Reese. Like, you need to get the ground game going. For this offense to be successful, they need a physical tone setter. And he can be that, sometimes up, sometimes down. They need that consistently, Jesse.
But they need him to show up when it matters the most. And there's going to be times in this game, like we've seen throughout his career, when the defense wants to take away wide receivers or players on the perimeter. And that's when this guy has to show up and shine. He's got vision, he's got cutting ability, he's got speed, but that's got to be on display in this game.
They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
There's nothing better than opening drive, coming out as an away team. Everybody's got all that excitement, all that energy, and being able to run the football and physically exert yourself to start a football game.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground.
Second and short is a great situation to be in. And look at him. He drops back to pass the football. He doesn't have to throw the football. He wants to be aggressive, but he can just take off and scramble. Doesn't have to take a chance. Great being ahead of the sticks. First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another.
There he goes. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
You've got to be loving what you're seeing from your offense here on the opening drive of this game. They're in a really nice rhythm. They've got real good balance going on right now.
And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Mississippi State. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Gets it out to the 38-yard line after picking up 10 on that one.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
The inside handoff. And midfield, he's got room. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37.
Well, that's why this running game can be so dynamic. This guy is special when he has the football in his hands. He can make people miss, he can run with power, and he also has speed. You saw it on that last play.
And the Bulldogs come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. Now, I know you two never faced off against each other in an actual rivalry game other than the Thanksgiving morning Turkey Bowl. But knowing you two the way I do and the way you know each other, sprinting away. He's forced out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4, and they save the touchdown, at least for now. Mississippi State lines up with a first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in. Handoff from the gun. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Scanning the field, it's Harden. Got his man quickly. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down.
Quarterbacks love the short passing game early in games because it really helps them get into a rhythm. So a nice job by the offensive coordinator, giving his quarterback an easy throw, something he can see, and something that he knows he can complete.
They'll try to get it through the air. Takes a shot as he lets it go. Snags it inside the 20. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Pass interference, defense.
The big gain on offense, and the play will stand. The offense declines the penalty. Now the defense with its back against the wall. After the penalty, it's first and goal. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Looking for the goal line. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. On third and goal, you can't hear yourself thinking here. From the gun, wants to pass. He's picked off and he's thrown a dozen of them.
Well, everything was going so well for this team early here in this game, and now all of a sudden they get a critical mistake. And you know how college football, David, is about momentum. What is their defense going to be able to do here now when they take the field?
You're right.
Here comes the Mississippi State offense, ready to attack. Well, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Finds his man. It's McCann. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. Line gets set. First down. Gonna run it. It's Sawyer. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, there was just nowhere to go for the runner on that last play. Just way too much penetration up front. As a result, they lose yardage.
Motion from the wide receiver. Off the bootleg and rolling out. Got it in the middle. It's McCann. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line.
Well, you know who's got to love this offense picking up so many first downs? It's their own defense. David, I know you love playing on teams with great offenses.
They'll keep it on the ground. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
You got to be impressed by what you've seen by this offense so far in this game. In the first half, they've got a nice lead, and they've been able to do it with explosive plays, but they've also been able to do it with efficiency and getting first downs and staying on the field. You saw another great example right there running the football. Anything they want to do right now is working.
Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. To throw, it's Harden. Pass is incomplete, and by this stage of his career, you'd think a junior quarterback might take a little better care of the football.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts, and I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense.
And he motors into the end zone. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Unloads it left. Pulls it in. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. So the big gain, all for naught, brought back due to the laundry on the field, and they'll try it again. On the move, it's Sawyer. And the big defensive front wins the battle. No gain on that play. Let's see what they've got on second down. Wide receiver comes in motion. Off the boot, looking for his man. And the defense makes it play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
Man, that's exactly what this defense needs. They found themselves now in a hole. They're trailing. Got to get pressure on this QB. Can't give him time to get comfortable. They get to him, get the big sack. Maybe this gets them back in the football game.
Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. The give on the option. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. We got a timeout here. These fans stepping up to help this defense on third down. Back to pass, it's Harden. Catch in the middle, it's McCann. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. Leaves it with the running back. Past the first down marker and still running. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground.
And that's the challenge for this defense, man. It starts to get later in the ballgame. That clock is not your friend. You're losing the football game. They got to meet the physical challenge of this run game.
He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Wants to throw on third down. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
After that incompletion on third and short, it's going to be an interesting decision for the head coach because I know he believes in his guys to go get it here on 4th down and pad the lead, but if you kick a field goal, you make it a 2-possession game here in the second half, and I think that's the right decision.
They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be 1st and goal from there. The Bulldogs kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. And this one falls incomplete, but I think the defense was in the neutral zone. It was a free play.
Offside. Defense.
That's just a mental error. On defense, you got to watch the ball. I understand the quarterback shouting and he's clapping and there's all this crowd noise, but you just got to hone in, watch the football before you come out of it.
And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. They give themselves a little more cushion. looking for a physical attack from the gun. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. They'll give it to the back. Turning it on! Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go. Ball is at the 35. It's 1st and 10. Leaves it with the back. And he'll be tackled, and that'll bring us to the end of the game. There's a long and storied history of great games between these two rivals, and this chapter adds another to that legacy.
Really impressed by the poise by the winning team as well here. They weren't overhyped in this game. They came out, they looked prepared.